થોડાક વર્ષોમાં આપે કેટલું બધું ડેમેજ કરી નાખ્યું હોય ધરતી માતાને. So moving on to the next slide. Next slide, the same video. So how old is the earth and what damage have humans done in a short space of time? So if you recall from last week, the earth existed for about 4.5 billion years. You know, it's been seen the dinosaurs, modern day animals, but none of them have been as devastating as humans. Humans, we've only been around for about 3 million years, and we've contributed to most of the global warming in the last 50 years. I mean, one of the greatest pushes has been fossil fuels due to the industrial revolution back in the 80s and 18th century, 19th century. So, I mean, as you can see on the screen, there's a direct correlations between the growing population and the rise in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And it's not going to stop there. I mean, it's expected to, if you can see in 2020, it's at 7.8 billion. In the next 40 years, it's going to go to 10 billion. So imagine that. I mean, from 1937 to 2020, there's not been that much of a big increase in terms of world population compared to the number of years. But in the next 40 years, we're going to be overpopulating. We're going to be, killing the atmosphere with all the carbon that we're releasing. And you can see that the wildlife is gradually decreasing. So we're doing this, right? I mean, we're the brainiest species on the planet, and we're doing this. તો ગયા વીકના પ્રેઝન્ટેશનમાં આપણે શીખ્યું હતું કે આપણું ધરતી માતા ને 4.5 બિલિયન વર્ષ થઈ ગયા છે અને એનાથી પહેલા ડાયનોસોર હતા અને બીજા જાતના જનાવર હતા અને પછી આપે આવ્યા. પણ આ આપણે જે કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કર્યું હોય આ ધરતી માતાનો ક્લાઇમેટ ચેન્જનો આપે જ કર્યું હોય. આપે તો ખાલી અહીંયા 3 મિલિયન વર્ષો જ અહીંયા રહી રહ્યા ને જે લાસ્ટ 50 વર્ષ આપે કેટલું બધું ડેમેજ કર્યું હોય. અને તમે ફિગર જોશો કે જો આપણું પોપ્યુલેશન ઊંચું જતું જાય રહ્યું અને જનાવર નીચા જાય રહ્યા અને બીજું જે કાર્બન ડાયોક્સાઇડ હોય એટમોસ્ફિયરમાં એ વધારે ઊંચું થાય રહ્યું. અને હવે એ તો વધારે થતું જશે કેમ કે આપણે રિસ્પેક્ટ નથી. So what impacts are we having as humans? So one of the main things is overpopulation. This is, if there's more population, that means there's going to be more deforestation because we need the space, and this is going to damage the ecosystems that are already in place. Deforestation, it's just when you cut down the trees to make space for humans, for them to live. So you're increasing space for humans, but then you're killing off the animals and the plants to live. And then another impact is air pollution. If you're destroying the trees, then you're kind of destroying the lungs of Earth. So you're just creating a worse environment. And also another impact is landfills. Wherever you go, there's always a landfill. This pollutes the environment and generally destroys the beauty as well. So આપણે humans શું કરેલા overpopulate કરેલા બધા country ને જે ecosystem હોય એ જગ્યામાં ઓછું થઈ જાય, ડેમેજ થઈ જાય. ને આપણે વધારે આપે હોય તો વધારે ફોસલ ફ્યુલ વાપરી, ફ્યુલ, ગેસનો, ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી બારો હારે. ને જગ્યા ખપે તો ઝાડ આડા આવે તો ઝાડ આપણે કાપી નાખી. ઘર બનાવવું હોય, ઝાડ આડું આવતું હોય તો આપણે કાપી નાખી જગ્યા હારું. તો એ વધારે ડેમેજ કરે. અને આપણે જગ્યા રોકાઈ નાખી બધી તો બીજા જનાવરને, બીજા પ્લાન્ટને એને સેક્રિફાઈસ કરવું પડે. અને આપણે એર પોલ્યુશન હોય તો એર પોલ્યુશન વધારે ઓછું થતું જાય. એ વધારે ક્લાઇમેટ ચેન્જને કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કરે. અને જે ટેમ્પરેચર હોય એ વધારે ઓછું થતું જાય. અને બીજું લેન્ડફિલ, એ બીજું એફેક્ટ. તો લેન્ડફિલ કે આપણે જ્યાં જતા હોય તો ઢગલો કચરો પડ્યો હોય મોટો, અને એ પોલ્યુશન બહુ કરે. અને ધજ ન લાગે તો એ આપણું ધરતી માતાનું ઇમેજ ડિસ્ટ્રોય કરે. તો એક વધારે કોમન મટીરિયલ હે એ જાતા વેસ્ટમાં પહોંચી જાય કે એ હે પ્લાસ્ટિક. તો પ્લાસ્ટિક શું, what impact has how the main common materials got to do with this? So, plastic crisis. Now, plastics only started to become widely used in the last 60 years. And, look at how much it's already destroyed the planet so far in such a short time. 95% of plastic packaging material is plastic. It's worth 80 to 120 billion each year, but it's just lost because it's a single-use item. Scientists say that scientists say there's up to 12 million tons of plastic that enters the ocean, and a million plastic bottles are bought every single minute around the world. This contributes to the destruction of the planet, of Earth. So every year in Britain we use about 13 billion plastic bottles, and only 7.5 are recycled. So plastic is one of the main causes, but we need to be more cautious about the amount of plastic we use. For example, if we ourselves make a small change, like using a reusable bottle instead of single-use plastic bottles all the time. When we go shopping, we don't have to use plastic bags all the time for everything. We could use cotton ones, or you keep one that you use all the time over and over again. So yeah, main plastic packaging material એ બધા ખાલી એક જ ફારા વાપરી પછી જાય બિનમાં. ને સાયન્ટિસ્ટ આપણે કહે કે 12 million tons વર્ષો every વર્ષ આપણા દરિયામાં જાય, પહોંચી જાય. એ તો એ વેસ્ટ કહેવાય ને, એ પહોંચી જાય પછી કેટલો વર્ષો લાગે એનું ઓછું થવા, ડિગ્રેડ થવા. તો આપે જ બધું અહીંયા પ્લાસ્ટિક વાપરી રહ્યા ને પહોંચી જાય એકને. સો આપણે થોડુંક ધ્યાન રાખવાનું, આપણે પ્લાસ્ટિક ઓછું વાપરી. આપણે આખો દી પ્લાસ્ટિકની બોટલ ના વાપરી જોઈ. ટેસ્કોમાં જાય તો પ્લાસ્ટિકનું બેગ ના વાપરવાનું, આખો દી reuse કરવાની, નવી આખો દી ના વાપરવાની. What about communalism? What impact has that got on our planet? So in the past, consumer goods supplied basic needs rather than fulfilling luxury wants. But during the 20th century, capitalism preserved its momentum by molding the ordinary person into a consumer with a thirst for the latest and newest stuff. If you look at the Western life, it's wasteful. As something new comes, people want it, so they just want to follow the trends, the latest trends. But where there's 7 billion people on the planet, 925 of them are starving, but we still waste 1.3 billion tons of food. That's enough to feed 3 billion people. So all of these, they contribute to climate change. They have a knock-on effect. So, like, જે આપે વર્ષો જે આપે પહેલા આપે પાસ્ટમાં જે વસ્તુ આપે લેતા એ ખાલી આપણે બેસિક નીડ જે હોય એ આપણે ફિલ કરે કાંઈ જે નવું નવું આખો દી ન લિયા રાખી પણ આપણે આખો દી ટીવી જોયા રાખી આપણે ફેસબુકમાં જોયા રાખી ને આપણે એ બધું ઇન્ફ્લુઅન્સ કરે આપણે કે આપણે બધું નવું નવું આખો દી લેવાનું જે આપણી ગાડી જૂની થઈ જાય આપણે તરત જ નવી ગાડી ખપે પછી જૂની ગાડી જાય બિનમાં અને આપણે નવી ગાડી લઈ આવી સેમ થિંગ આપણે નવી ટીવી નીકળી હોય તો નવી ટીવી લઈ લઈ નવો ફોન નીકળ્યો હોય તો નવો ફોન ખપે પણ એ આપણે જરૂર ન હોય તો આપણે કરી રહ્યા આપણે નવી ગાડીનું કે નવા કપડાનો કે નવું ટીવીનું જરૂર શું હોય આખો દી જે પડ્યું હોય એ વાપરવાનું ને પણ આપણે એ આખો દી ટીવીમાં બધું જોઈને ને આખો ફોનમાં આખો દી જોઈને એ ખપ્યા રાખે અને આ ધરતી માતામાં 7 billion people હે પણ એમાંથી 925 million રફલી એને ભૂખે મારેલા પણ તોય આપે 1.3 billion tons ખાવાનું જાય બિનમાં ને એ જે આપણે ખાવાનું જાય બિનમાં તો 3 billion people ને તો આપણે દઈ આગી એ ખાઈ આગી ઇટ્સ ઇનફ એના હારું તો આપણે આ બધું જે કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન થાય એમાં ક્લાઇમેટ ચેન્જમાં So in the next slide, we're going to see what has been the worst impacts. So most of you know about Pripyat city in Ukraine, which is basically was built by the Soviet Union, and it was designed to be the perfect place for life. And what happened there was back in 1986, there's a new nuclear plant called Chernobyl exploded. Within 48 hours, the city was evacuated. Since then, no one has lived in Chernobyl, in this city, because it's not a good place to live. So in the last 40 years, no one's lived in the perfect city, and this has been one of the most devastating effects. તો આ જે કન્ટ્રી છે યુક્રેનમાં એમાં ન્યુક્લિયર પ્લાન્ટ હતો શનોબી તમે સાંભળ્યું હશે કે બે દિવસમાં આ શનોબી ફેક્ટરી ફૂટી ગઈ અને આખું ગામ આખું સિટી ઇવેક્યુએટ કરી દીધું તો 40 વર્ષ થાયરા કે આ સિટીમાં કોઈ રહ્યું નથી ને આ સિટી એમ બનાવ્યું હતું કે પરફેક્ટ હોય ઘણા બધા જાર હોય ને ઘણું બધું રિસાયકલિંગ કરે ને પરફેક્ટ સિટી હતી પણ આપણે જો ન્યુક્લિયર પ્લાન્ટ બનાવ્યું એ ફૂટી ગયું પૂરું થઈ ગયું એ સિટીને તો ખાલી આ એક એક્ઝામ્પલ છે કે આવડું બધું ડેમેજ થઈ ગયું આપે જ કર્યું હોય જનાવર નથી કર્યું આપે કર્યું હોય it's also taken another catastrophe, but this time it's in the form of the COVID pandemic. For us to realize how much of an impact we've had on this planet. So we're going to do a little activity now, just a quick one. Most of the causes we've seen have been created by large companies and corporations. However, all of us also have a larger contribution, but we don't know how much of a contribution do we do. So just going to put a little experiment with you guys. If you can all scan that QR code on the screen, or if you can't scan the code, go to www.footprintcalculator.org, and it's going to give you like a short quiz, like a short, couple of questions. Just going to answer it, and then I want you to share the results that you have and how it makes you feel. So if I give you a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, quickly scan the code or go to www.footprintcalculator.org and complete the quiz and let me know what answers you get and how you feel. So થોડુંક activity કરશે અહીંયા તો તમે આ જે QR code है screen માં એ scan કરો ને website માં લઈ જશે ને scan ન થાય તો તમે www.footprintcalculator.org માં જાશો તો અહીંયા એક quiz ની પણ ખાલી બે ત્રણ question પૂછા કરશે ને answer કરજો અને result મને કહેજો ને બીજું કહેજો કે તમને શું feeling થારું તમારા result જોઈને. So બે ત્રણ મિનિટ દઉં, couple of minutes for everyone. So when you get to the end, you don't have to write your email or anything, just say skip to my results and what answers do you get? So you're going to get a result which tells you how many earths you need or you would need. Has anyone got an answer yet?
What?
Did someone say 1?
1.6.
1.6. Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
1.4.
1.4. Okay. So that 1.6, how do you feel that you require one? If everyone lived like you, you'd need 1.6 Earths. I mean, you should really have one Earth, but you need 1.6. How do you feel that you need an extra 0.6 of an Earth? Same to the 1.4 answer. How do you feel, like, based on that result? Do you want to cut your emissions so you got one Earth?
I'm quite surprised because my electricity and gas is 100% renewable. So I was expecting one,
Okay,
and I work from home, so I'm not doing any mileage. So
sure.
I'm quite still surprised that even our household is 1.4, and we actually try to get the footprint down.
Okay, that's good. So you're shocked that it was slightly higher than you were thinking.
Yeah, cause plus we don't consume, with our dharma, we don't consume mass or anything, right? So we're not gonna be contributing that much, but still, it was over that one mark. So that's
Yep,
totally
yep.
surprising.
Okay. Anyone else get 2 or 3 or 4? Anyone? Can we do kai answer Jojo? 1, 2, 3, 1.
2.2.1.
What was that?
2.1.
2.1. Okay. Anyone else got higher? Someone got 2.4. Anup got 2.4.
I got a 2.6 somehow.
2.6. Okay. So now, really and truly, you should have 1 or less than 1. But the fact that you guys need 0.4, 0.6, 2.1, 2.4, it just highlights that you need to make some changes in your lifestyle. I mean, I know some of you guys are already doing it, but you need to make some changes to bring it down to 1 or below 1, because we've only got one Earth. We need to make some more changes, adverse changes. But let's say I did this with a general white Caucasian population. Theirs would be 4, 5, maybe 6, because obviously they eat so much meat. They're always drinking, and they're more, they don't have the niyams where they have to follow, all of this respect towards Earth. But for us, it's obviously slightly less, but even then it should be under 0. So I'm going to quickly move on to the next slide. Maharaj did so much to protect this planet, yet we are now destroying it. So obviously Maharaj, he's given us so many examples in our scriptures. He's shown us ways to protect the Mother Earth. In the Shikshapatra Shlok 11 and 12, he says, we shouldn't, there should be a non-violence. We shouldn't kill any living creatures, whether it's for sacrifices or anything. Even during when Nilkantvarni was on Van Vicharan, there's a point where he was at Jagannath Puri. He was living with some of the sadhus, and sadhus asked him to pick the plants, but he refused. Even when he was physically threatened, he didn't budge. When he was in Mangrol, he built a well for clean drinking water. Results from not being in control of your mind and you seeking gratification. Bhagavan teaches us self-control. We should be controlling all these desires, and we should be sensitive towards all life. So Bhagavan's, we have a duty to preserve this world, not for only ourselves, but for future generations. Um, the Shastras are there. We understand them, but we're still destroying it. Bhagwan's written all these sloks for us, so we should leave a legacy behind. The same way Bhagwan's left a legacy behind. भगवान आपने कीधुं है शिक्षा पत्री में शास्त्र में कि आपने अहिंसा करवानो जीती जनावर ने मारवानो नी जेनी रीजन हो एनी नीलकंठवरनी वन विचरण में हता जगन्नाथपुरी में तई साधु भेगा रहता था तई साधु ने पूछा करियो ता जी जारवा है ये छनी नाखवाना पण નીલકંઠવરની ના પાડી અને એને તોય સાધુઓને વઢ્યા પણ તોય ના પાડી માંગરોળ વિલેજમાં હતા ત્યાં પાણીનું ડ્રિંકિંગ વેલ બનાવ્યું ને એ આપે કંટ્રોલ ના કરી માઇન્ડ ને આપે જે બધું નવું વસ્તુ ખપતું હોય એ કંટ્રોલ કરવાનો કેમ કે આપણે સેલ્ફિશ થયા અને આપણે જે આપનું ડિઝાયર કંટ્રોલ કરવો પડે ને આપણે થોડો ખ્યાલ રાખવાનો બીજા લાઈફ માટે હ્યુમન વાળા નહીં જનાવર સાથે ને આપનું ડ્યુટી है આપનું ધર્મ है કે આપના શિક્ષાપત્રીમાં લખેલું है શાસ્ત્રમાં લખેલું है કે આ ધરતી માતાને થોડુંક ધ્યાનથી રહેવાનું ધ્યાનથી બધું જોવાનું કે આપના હારું નહીં આપના ફ્યુચર જનરેશન હારું આપણે આપે જાય તો આપણે એમ હોય કે હાલો આપે આ સારું મૂકી દીધા. So Bhagwan has taken birth on this planet to protect us, and it's obviously our turn to continue. So I'm going to play you a video now. It's just another short video. I know I'm going over the top, but I'm hoping you're enjoying this presentation and you want it to continue until till it ends. But I'm going to play you this short video. It's a little cartoony one, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It's let me just play it.
Varaha Avatar. To rescue Mother Earth, who was inside the ocean, and to defeat the demon named Hiranyakshudu, Lord Vishnu took the Varaha Avatar. It is considered as Lord Vishnu's third avatar. After the crisis, a new Kalpam had started. To begin the universe again, Lord Brahma was also ready. But due to the crisis, the entire universe was covered with water. Even Mother Earth had drowned in the ocean. Lord Brahma then created Swayambhu and Shatarupa. Lord Brahma ordered both of them to take care of Mother Earth without any selfish motives. But during that time, seeing Mother Earth drowned inside the ocean, Swayambhu and Shatarupa did not know what to do. Both of them prayed to Lord Vishnu, seeking his advice on what had to be done. Soon, a small pig, or the Varaha, appeared in front of them. Immediately, within few minutes, the pig grew as big as mountain. Soon, Swayambhu, Shatarupa and Lord Brahma realized that it was none other than Lord Sri Mahavishnu. The Varaham, or the pig, soon dived into the ocean to save Mother Earth, who was inside it. During those days lived a demon named Hiranyakshudu. He was very confident about his strength. He thus attacked the heaven and made all the lords in the heaven to go away from there. His plan was to kill Lord Vishnu, who always helped the lords of heaven and stop the universe from progressing. Searching for Lord Vishnu, he reached the ocean. There, he encountered Varunadeva. As detailed by Varunadeva, Hiranyakshudu went inside the ocean and could see a pig. He was sure that Varunadeva had told him about this creature only. He then ordered the pig to hand over Mother Earth to him, or else the fight would be inevitable, he said. Ignoring Hiranyakshudu's words, the pig continued to carry Mother Earth safely. Hiranyakshudu started following the pig for fight. But the pig brought Mother Earth above the ocean, placed her safely, and later again dived into the ocean and reached Brahman Hiranyakshudu. Then started the fight between both of them. Finally, the Varaha or the pig killed him, saved the entire universe from the demon. Later on, all the lords in the heaven thanked Lord Vishnu, who took the form of a pig and saved all of them from getting destroyed.
So the video, just obviously it was Lord Vishnu in his Vara avatar. He killed Hiranyakasha to save Mother Earth from harm. I know it was a cartoony video, but sometimes we've got to watch cartoons, we've got to come down to this level to understand, that we're destroying Earth and there's ways that Bhagwan has come and saved Earth. So in the next one, next slide is Gansha Maharaj has also shown us not just Vishnu Avatar, Vishnu Bhagwan in Vara Avatar. If you know the Nilkantvarni teaching a lesson to Lako Kori, this was during Nilkantvarni's time. He left Gorad, and then he went to Dolera. On his way, he met Adeshaniji Darba, and Nilkantvarni asked, "I want to go to Dolera," and he went to, and Adeshaniji showed him the way. On the way, he came to the Shikotar River, where he met a man. And Nilkantvarni asked him, "Who are you? What you got in your bag?" The man said, "I'm a Kodi by caste, and my name is Lako. And this bag I have, it contains the fish that I've caught." So obviously Nilkantvarni, he was not happy. He was very disheartened to hear this, and he asked, "Why have you killed so many fish? How many lives do you have to kill to fill your stomach? Just as we love life, we should love all living beings. And when will you be liberated?" So Nilkantvarni was telling this guy all this, Nilkantvarni said, "Won't God ask you how many you've killed, how many creatures you've killed? And you're gonna have to suffer the punishments to Yampuri." So obviously Lako Kori, he started crying. He's like, "Oh damn, this is such a dreadful thing." So he was saying that there's a drought, and he can't get any grain, so he had to take to his occupation. He has to kill, and it's a necessity. He couldn't afford any grains, so this is what he ended up doing. So Nilkantvarni replied to him saying, "Lako Kori, don't Baniyas and Brahmins get grains? They're not dying of hunger. So similarly, if you decide to only eat grains, God's going to give it to you." And the one who provides a stomach will provide food. So the one who has been given teeth will chew. Bhagwan's never going to let anyone go hungry. Nilkanvarni then touched Lako Kodi's bag, and then all the dead fish were revived and went back into the river, and Lako Kodi's heart became unburdened, it became enlightened, and then he was convinced that Nilkanvarni was the supreme lord, and then fell to his feet and asked for forgiveness. And then he said, I'm not going to commit an act of violence from this day. So as you can see, Nilkanvarni taught this guy a lesson that you don't have to kill fish to feed your stomach. You don't have to, so the lesson here is you don't have to kill animals to feed your stomach. I know we don't do it, but it's just a, you don't have to kill, you don't have to eat meat to survive. There's other things that you can eat. I'm sure all the Gujarati people know this Leela, so I'm not going to do it in Gujarati. But if you want me to do it in Gujarati, just give me a call, I'll do it in Gujarati. So now that we've seen what damage we've done as humans to the earth, we're going to look at what the future is going to look like if we carry on. So in the next slide, there's another video, and it's going to show you what to expect in the coming decades if we carry on. So from the video, you can see, not too far in the future that, we're going to have to wear masks again. But this time it's not going to be because of a virus. It's going to be because of, to protect our lungs from the pollution in the air, because we're destroying Earth. They say in 100 years' time, there's going to be no coral reef. There's going to be no coral reefs in the ocean because it's going to be destroyed. 25% of ocean life is going to go with them. The small islands are going to even vanish. The little small insects are going to die and go extinct. Many areas of the world is going to become a desert land. So there was an article by the United Nations back in 2019. It said we've got 11 years left until the damage we do is irreversible. So you know, Bhagwan's put everything in place. He's put it into a perfect balance. But once you start taking things out from, the balance, you're going to create a domino effect, which is going to affect other things. It's like a chain reaction. Bhagwan's tried so hard to protect this planet and saved it so many times, but here we are, we're destroying it by being careless. તો બધાને જોયું હશે વિડીયામાં ફ્યુચરમાં આપણે માસ્ક પહેરવા પડશે. વાયરસ સારું નહીં, પણ પોલ્યુશન સારું, આપણા માટે, આપણા લંગ્સના પ્રોટેક્શન સારું. 100 વર્ષ ટાઈમમાં દરિયાની જે ફિશ ને માછલી હોય 25% એ ગઈ પડી. જે નાનકડા કન્ટ્રી હોય આઇલેન્ડ્સ એ વેનિશ થઈ જશે, અને જે નાના જીવરા હોય એ મરી જશે, અને ઘણું બધું આપણું અર્થ છે ધરતી માતા ડેઝર્ટ જેવો થઈ જશે. કેમ કે આપણે કન્ટિન્યુ કરી રહ્યા આમ. તો યુનાઇટેડ નેશન્સમાં આર્ટિકલ હતી 2019માં, એમાં લખેલું હતું કે 11 વર્ષ રહ્યા એ અને આપણે ચેન્જ કરી શકી. 11 વર્ષ થઈ જાય પછી આપણે કાંઈ ચેન્જ નહીં કરી શકી. આપણું ધરતી માતા ડિસ્ટ્રોય થઈ ગયું. ભગવાન બધું અહીંયા રાખ્યું હોય પ્લેસમાં બેલેન્સ કરવા સારું, પરફેક્ટ બેલેન્સ. પણ આપણે થોડું કાઢતા આવી તો ચેઇન રિએક્શન થશે, તો ડોમિનો ઇફેક્ટ. ભગવાન એ ઘણું બધું કોશિશ કરીએ કે આપણું પ્રોટેક્ટ કરવાનું. આખો દી અહીંયા આવે બચાવ્યા, આપણે ધરતી માતાને બચાવે, પણ આપણે હવે ડિસ્ટ્રોય કરી નાખેલા. આપણે સેલ્ફિશ થઈને, કેરલેસ થઈને આપણે ડિસ્ટ્રોય કરી નાખેલા. તો હવે વર્ષો આવશે, આ થવાનું હોય. So, conclusion. Hope today's session has been an eye-opener. We've understood how amazing Earth is, but we're very ignorant in realizing the real effects, the negative effects that we're having. It's not only on our lives, but the future, which are generations that are going to feel it too. They're going to feel it worse. So we've got to accept the fact that we're destroying it now, and we need to work together and save it. Maharaj took birth on this world to make it a better place. He left a legacy. We've got to carry on that legacy and continue. So next week, we're going to talk about what we can actually do right now to start saving this planet. So બધાની હવે આખી ખોલી ગઈ હશે, આપણે ખબર પડી હવે આપનું ધરતી માતા કેવું હોય, કેવું પ્રેશસ છે, કેવું સારું હોય. પણ આપણે સેલ્ફિશ બીને આપણે વિચાર નથી કરતા કે નેગેટિવ ઇમ્પેક્ટ કેમ ડિસ્ટ્રોય કરેલો. આપણા લાઈફમાં નહીં, આપણા ફ્યુચર જનરેશન હારો. આપણે થોડુંક અકાઉન્ટ લેવો પડે કે આપે કરી રહ્યા, ને આપણે થોડું ભેગું કામ કરવું કે બધું આપણે ઓછું કર્યા. ભગવાન અહીંયા આવ્યા હતા અર્થમાં, અને હવે આપનું ટર્ન એ કન્ટિન્યુ કરવાનું, સારું બનાવવાનું. તો હવે નેક્સ્ટ વીકના પ્રેઝન્ટેશનમાં આપણે શીખશી કે આપણે શું કરીએ કે હમણાં planet ધરતી માતાને બચાવવામાં. So I hope you can enjoy today's presentation. Forgive me if I've said anything wrong. Maafi maguro, kain khotu bolai gyu hai. And I hope to see you all in next week's presentation. And I'm going to end it there. Jai Shri Swaminarayan. Okay, Jai Shravan guys, hope to see you next week.